Hello and welcome to SoFly episode 13. My name is Mitch, and in just a moment I'm going to play a special interview we recorded a couple weeks ago with an incredible fly fisher and a great guy from Perth, Australia. You probably know him on Instagram as Fly Fishing Jam. That's because he's well known for his uniquely tied steelhead flies that are really a thing of beauty. Mike Bishop grew up in Perth, Australia, where he started fly fishing saltwater over 20 years ago. But in 2004, he moved to Southern Ontario and, like many of us, got hooked on chasing steelhead. We've been trying to get him on the show for a long time. We finally did. We really hope you enjoy SoFly episode 13. Hey, welcome to episode 13 of SoFly.
Yeah.
Today's September 21st, 2017. My name is Mitch. We're here with Yilma.
Hello.
Gab.
What's up?
And a very special guest we have on the show today, Mike Bishop. Mike, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
I just wanted to say we're recording out of the Hive on King Street West. Our boss, Gab and I's boss, was nice enough to let us record here because our apartments are all way too small to have a bunch of guys sitting around talking about fly fishing. I think our girlfriends would also be like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous.
I have to stay in the bedroom while we're recording.
Exactly.
It's not that nice.
So yeah, we're recording out of the Hive, and we got a couple different drinks going on. I'm looking around the table right now, and I have a Grolsch. Gab's got a Grolsch. Yilma, what is that, peach juice?
No, peach juice. You know what? Let's say peach juice. Yeah, I got peach juice.
It looks like a glass of
It's bourbon.
Tim Hortons peach juice. Oh, it's bourbon.
Yeah.
Is that
It's,
fancy silver Jack Daniel bottle? What is
Ooh.
it again?
I don't know.
Like a
Oh, it's like
Gentleman
a
Jack.
Gentleman Jack.
Gentleman's Jack.
Do you like it?
Gentleman Jack.
Gentleman Jack?
Gentle lemon.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
You like it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But I can't really say that. I mean, I work for Diageo, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well, you're in Jack's house, so you'll say what he damn well wants you
Yeah.
to say.
Did you see? We have even a sculpture of Jack Daniel here.
Yeah, he's standing proud and tall. Well, he's he was a short man, but hey, I'm a short guy, and I
He's
can
got a
dig
wood
it.
on.
Yeah. He's got a what on?
A wood on. It's a wood statue.
He's got his wood on.
Oh, Gav.
See,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
why we had hits.
I'm not editing that out. That's staying in the show. Mike, what are you drinking tonight? Mike's got some red wine going on.
I got a nice Australian Shiraz. I think James Halliday gave this a 95 out of 100. It's pretty good. Full-bodied, big Aussie Shiraz.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I need to take a sip before the night's out.
Yeah, I'll give
Yeah,
you a glass. Once you finish your peach juice.
Yeah, it might take a while, though. I love my peach juice.
Chug it.
I gotta try. I gotta try that after too, if that's cool. Because
Yeah, if there's any left.
I know that's true.
I do love my wine. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Same here.
I like Grolsch too. Drinking beer is nice. It's
Yeah.
nice to have. We have like a great supply of it here, which is great.
Gotta love the industry.
I know,
Gotta
advertising.
love it. Oh, yeah.
That's great.
We love our clients, just in case you're listening.
So, Mike, thanks so much for coming on the show, man. Like, we've been meaning to have you on for a little while now. I was introduced to you by Gab. We hit the river a couple weeks ago. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Or was it, actually, how long ago was that?
It was like a month.
holy shit.
It was
Yeah,
in
a month ago.
October, in August.
Yeah, not the best conditions for it. What was
tough.
there going on? Yeah,
was
big
tough.
thunderstorms predicted for the day.
And we just got it at the end, though. We got pretty lucky.
Yeah.
It was grey, but
Yeah, it's tough going. Tough conditions this year, like high water and then low water now. So, yeah, it's pretty
Hasn't been raining.
unseasonable, really. No, it hasn't been raining lately, but it was raining back then, and it was quite cold for summer. Yeah, it was difficult. But anyway, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, man. How has your season been? Like, we've been out not that much, but I don't know, like in the times we did get out, I mean, we're not always like slaying fish anyways, but I didn't even get out for bass really this year, which is a whole other thing, but like, I don't know, it was tougher this year, like.
Well, season for me, I came back in April. Well, no, actually May. No, June. Sorry. Yeah, it was June. So, yeah, I'd only just come back. Pretty much trout season. Steelhead had pretty much finished. Haven't gotten out too much this year. I did just come back from Algonquin Park. Did some bass fishing there. Looked for some brook trout. Didn't have much luck in that department, but lots of small bass around. yeah, and just looking forward to steelhead season now.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
So are we.
My luck the last year or two has not been that good. I've angered the fishing gods. I'm pretty sure about that. In Australia, I had a terrible time. Yeah, I'd taken up 5 days with a guide, and I was up north in a place called Exmouth, and yeah, I booked time with him. For the first 3 days, it was actually raining and cold and windy up there, which is very unusual for that time of year. So any flats fishing was pretty much out of the question because we couldn't see 2 feet in front of us, right? So that was out of the question. So we trolled around for marlin basically for 3 days, trying to tease one up and get a shot at it with a fly rod. Yeah. And then that just didn't happen. It was just like driving around in the ocean, really. 4th day, he was like, oh my God, we've got some good conditions. So head on over to these islands, Round and Flat Island, which is quite a long haul, around about 2 hours to get out there.
By boat?
By boat, yeah.
Jesus.
Full throttle, just hauling out.
No way,
there.
really?
Hauling out there, get to the island. You know, fishing is actually pretty good for the first few hours, right? Lots of queenfish, GTs, had shots at milkfish. There was a barracuda, a couple of other things. Then we stopped for lunch. Go to start the boat, and it's not really going so well. I don't know what's wrong with the engine, but it's kind of surging. It's cavitating, right?
Right,
cavitating.
yeah.
What does that mean?
It means the revs are going up and down. He's got full throttle open, and the revs are going up and down. And yeah,
you're
he's
2
like,
hours out.
Yeah, I know. And he's like, "Oh, we better actually make our way for land, right?" So he's like, "All right, damn it." So we're heading back, and I'm like, "Oh no." Head back. It took us about 3-4 hours to get back. Had a drop of gas left in the tank by the time we get to the closest boat ramp. He has to get his wife to drive the trailer down the boat ramp. Like, he calls her, and she's just so mad. she just hates it, right? Get the boat out of the water. He goes to the mechanic for a quick fix, takes it in, right? Apparently it's had the quick fix and it works. We next day get down to the boat ramp. He luckily tried to start the engine before he put the boat in the water, which is smart.
Smart.
Yeah, it is smart. No, nothing happening.
No way.
Completely dead.
Oh my God.
And he's like, oh no, shit. So he's in a pretty remote place in northwestern Australia. And, he calls around and he figures out to get a new engine up to Exmouth. It's going to take him about 2 months. Meantime, he's got all these clients booked in the next... he's booked out for the next months as well. Yeah. And he's had to contact all his clients and say, listen, I don't have a boat anymore. I can't rent one. I can't find one up here. I just, I'm sorry.
It sucks.
So he cancelled all that. And it turns out that I was the last client he had. He quit the guiding business.
No way. Just dumped it all together.
Poor Alan. No, he's a great guy. I mean, he's gone to pursue, more, his family and his life and all that sort of thing. So I'm glad about that, but
I love that the symbolism though, like last one out, both dies. It's like something grim, right?
It's like,
so that's kind of like your season in a nutshell?
Yeah. Something has happened. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The guy's like, I've had it. I'm done.
That's crazy. 2 hours out full throttle on boat. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it took about, three and a half to get back, and he's got the throttle way open, just supping the gas. And,
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was funny. Midway through it, he was like, oh my God, there's a giant manta ray there. And he stops the boat. And I'm like, come on, we're kind of in an emergency situation. He's like, just put the fly in front of the manta, see if a cobia comes out for it. I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
Interesting.
He's just like messing around, eh?
Yeah, and I'm monitoring our water and our food.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like how are we gonna ration this up when we're fucking beach?
I'm kind of like that. I totally relate to that. I'd be like, "Oh, look!"
I know,
I'm like,
yeah.
no,
Yeah,
Gab's
always
like,
would.
let's roll, and I'm like, no, but look.
Yeah.
Leave you behind,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you'd be like friggin' Tom Hanks in Castaway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we were.
I already kind of look like him.
Yeah, you're close enough.
You do.
I'm just a little more fat and
Yeah.
shorter hair, but
And nicer shoes.
So, how's your season been, guys? Like,
Yeah, that's
been,
actually a pretty sweet story, like adventure though.
yeah.
Like,
yeah,
Jesus
there's a
Christ.
few more from that guide that I have.
Yeah, from that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been with him before, and I think the most memorable thing, I'll never forget this. So, This was years ago, and the fishing was actually good. And, you know, I had some luck, and the fishing gods were on my side. And it was good, right? It was
Yeah.
very good fishing. We're checking out some bait balls in the Gulf. Gulf of Exmouth.
Yeah.
He's rolling around. He throws out a hookless teaser or a hookless popper, rips it back, you know, at full speed to just see what's in the bait ball. He pulls up to the bait ball and goes, "Oh, I just want to see what's in it." He throws the line out, starts ripping it back, and something's chasing it, right? And he's ripping it back really quickly, lifts it out of the water. This mackerel that's probably about, I don't know, 40 to 50 pounds, leaps out of the water and goes in between my legs. I had to jump in the air so it didn't hit me in the groin, bounces in the middle of the boat, and then bounces out the back of the boat.
Oh my god!
And I'm just like, there's this 40 to 50 pounds of teeth just
Yeah.
coming straight at my groin, right? At I don't know what speed it was going, but it really wanted that popper or that teaser, and it was just like, oh my god. He's like, I've never seen that before. And then there's this big black stain from the mackerel that
like-
landed in the back of the boat and bounced out.
Oh my
It was-
god!
I can imagine that guy just being so calm. I've never seen that before when you're freaking out on the
It all happened in slow motion. I can just see all these teeth coming right at me, and I'm just like, whoa, and I had to jump in the air kind of
Holy
thing.
fuck.
And it goes in between my legs. I was just like, that could have ended in a disaster.
Man,
Would have been good if the mackerel stayed in the boat,
that's that's
that would've been
crazy.
good, yeah.
but it bounced out the back and kept on going.
Jesus, this guy should not stop guiding.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
these guided trips sound amazing.
I know.
Stories.
It's like
Yeah.
the fishing, like, yeah, like maybe it'll be good, but like we'll almost die, and you'll have a great story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, almost died. That's perfect.
Fish can always surprise you too with their behaviour. You never just know what they're going to do. Usually they ignore the fly.
Yeah.
In recent years for me, yeah, they just ignore everything. I'll swim away, but yeah,
Yeah.
they can do some funny things. So.
At least it wasn't a marlin, because that
Yeah.
could have ended up even worse.
Swordfish
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Swordfish right there.
Well, that was another one. While we were fishing on the island before the engine had its troubles, we were in probably about 3 meters of water with the trolling motor down. He's like, "Oh my god, what is that huge black shape?" It was like huge. And he goes, "Oh my god, it's a marlin." And there's a marlin on the flats. And I've never seen a
the
marlin.
flats?
Yeah, a marlin on the flats. And I've
how
never
deep?
seen-
I've seen
Yeah.
photos.
This was only about 2 to 3 meters deep, what we were doing.
my god.
The flats are deeper there, right, in
Yeah.
Australia, so we're fishing deeper flats. But yeah, and it's in 2 to 3 meters of water. It's on the flats, and then he half-heartedly grabs his teaser rod with the little tiny teaser on it and flicks it at the marlin. Of course, the marlin is
Yeah.
hunting bigger stuff, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but he'd never seen that before either. So
That's
yeah, you always
insane.
see something. Yeah,
How big would that marlin have been? You think, like feet wise?
Definitely over 6 feet long.
Holy shit, that's
Insane.
huge.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, that's
swimming
a
around.
baby. They're black marlin
really?
up there.
Yeah,
So it would have
so-
been a baby black coming onto the flats. He'd be hunting small queenfish.
So what kind of marlins are there, though? It's the black marlin. That's the one I know.
Blacks, yeah, blacks are out there. You know, I've done more game fishing. Done more game fishing in the south part of
Yeah.
Western Australia. So
Yeah.
there's stripes, blues, yeah, even broadbill. Yeah.
So what's more common? Like, is the black the rarest one because it's the biggest?
No, in Exmouth, black is the most common. Like
Yeah.
baby blacks, they're very common up there in Exmouth. So
Oh my God.
they're a good target for
I-
a fly rod, along with sailfish. Sailfish are up there in numbers
Right,
too.
right. Yeah.
Oh,
Great
sailfish.
Still, they're so beautiful.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, worthy. The stripes are probably the best to get on the fly, I think, because they don't really dive down too deep when you're fighting them. They stay at the surface and they tire pretty quickly. So, easiest one is probably a stripe. I've only had one shot at one. I have not got one. So,
Really?
yeah.
But you've almost got one.
I fished for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I fished for them. I've had them follow. I've had them take. I've never landed one. So, yeah. No, it's a hard game. It's rough going. I mean, you've got to be dedicated to
What
it.
size rod do you use for a marlin like that?
At least
12?
12 to 14, 16.
Wow.
Cam
16?
Sigler. Yeah, Cam
What?
Sigler.
What, in your
rigs.
arm at
Yeah.
the end of the day, casting
16
those
Well,
rods?
weights?
the thing is, you're not going to cast to them. So what happens is you tease them up. You've got all these teasers running in the water. And say a fish comes into the spread, he's like smacking things off the spread. You take the spread in, and then you've got to flop the fly out in
I
front
see.
of the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just going to wait until the fish is in the spread, basically. I mean, I remember like we had a spread out once, and then a group of about 8 striped marlin came into the spread, and they're just popping everything off on, like, you know, they're eating everything, and it was just chaos for about, you know, a minute or two. It seemed like a a lot longer than that,
Lifetime,
but it was it was a minute or two. They were just going crazy. They really were.
My God.
Fun fish.
It's crazy, like being like I grew up in Ottawa. There's like a couple of rivers, you know, some lakes. You see, like maybe the biggest fish you see is a muskie. Maybe it's like 4 or 5 feet. Maybe a carp. It's like kind of a big fat thing. Just being, you know, like you grew up in Australia, right? And you were close to the water growing up, or
Yeah, I was on the coast, so pretty much on the beach, really.
and so you would find these fish just kind of like you would fish when you were younger and just see this type of shit all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's insane.
Yeah, in the tropics, you'll see that a lot. Yeah, in the outback, as they call it, the outback. The
Yeah.
coastal, usually above the Tropic of Capricorn,
Yeah.
you'll start to come in some craziness.
Man.
And saltwater crocs and sharks.
No way,
galore.
really? What? Australia's like on a whole other level.
Oh, it's a nature craziness. Saltwater crocs. I can imagine seeing one of those.
I don't
Gorgeous.
like them very much at all.
No, I
It's like for us, we're like, ooh, this is cool, but like you go to
It's
Australia, you talk to an Australian,
very
like, no, it's not
dangerous.
cool at all.
No, it's
like
not.
you could die.
It's dangerous. But a lot of things are dangerous up there, like box jellyfish. You know, they'll do a great deal of harm. But
Really?
yeah,
It's not too long ago too. On the news, there was this guy. I think he got munched on his leg by like small crustacean or something. Did you
I
see
think
that?
I heard that.
Yeah, they it came out of the water and his
It was
lower
just
legs
eating
were
him.
just full of holes.
Yeah, it was a sand flea, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some
that's
sort of
right.
sand
Yeah,
flea.
that's what you showed me that.
Chewing
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it was a
Oh.
sand flea of some kind.
And he didn't
Yeah.
feel it because the water was cold, so he didn't feel it. It just come out of the water.
Yeah.
Just missing his leg.
Holy fuck! It's like literally like
Australia.
It's like a flesh-eating crustacean. So
Whack.
they're flesh-eating shrimp. That's fucked up.
Super
it's a
fucked up.
flesh-eating shrimp. Is that what you
Now
just said?
there's a horror movie.
That's what it is. Like a, because like
Christ.
a flea, like a
It's a sand flea.
like a sand flea or like
But he said shrimp.
Yeah, it is. It's related to a shrimp. Yeah.
well, yeah. It's
Oh, really?
Crustacean, so they're shrimp.
Crustacean.
Oh,
yeah.
crustacean.
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 No,
is
I
like,
want you to say it the other way.
Okay.
Can you say it?
Crustacean.
crustacean's like something you put in a salad.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah. I learn English every day.
I love it, man. It's so sick. But that's insane. Like, friggin' just being able to, like, walk or drive to the ocean and see marlin and...
Yeah. Sharks, stingrays,
Jesus.
everything. Nature is crazy up there. It is, but it is being impacted by tourism and
Yeah.
obviously fisheries, the commercial and also recreational fisheries. So it is under threat. I've seen it change in my time, and I've also seen it change here in my short time in Canada over 15 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is changing. It is
Yeah.
becoming more difficult with more pressure.
Yeah.
More pressure, more people, more demand for food. I think up north in Australia, the commercial fishery, the trawlers and super trawlers they've got now are having a big impact on their fish populations.
Oh yeah.
The catch and fill the freezer mentality, where you catch your limit but don't limit your catch, is very popular. Yeah,
So people are just going crazy.
they are.
And
They're
is
filling
there
them.
anything being done to kind of like slow it down?
So the only thing they can really do now, which they are doing, is making marine reserves where you cannot fish at all. And they're often the best places to fish, right?
Well, they're always like fish sanctuaries.
So
You
there's
always
not
see
going to
fish in
be
them.
any, this place is catch and release only, or this place is fly fishing only. It's going to be like, we're closing it off to everyone. So now no one can enjoy the resource, which is, a bit unfair, but they've got to do what they've got to do.
Well,
So
at the same time, if there's none left, like even if you say, oh,
Yeah.
you catch and release, well, you're still putting stress on those fish. Like,
yeah.
You release it, you don't know if it's going to live or not. It might
No.
die an hour later from exhaustion. or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Or sharks. Sharks
Yeah,
are a big
yeah.
one too. Yeah, they'll often get stuck into the fish that's on the end of your line, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've seen the footage.
it's,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it's interesting. Yeah, sharks seem so docile and slow and kind of like,
Yeah, chill,
but
man.
when there's food around and something's going on, they can really explode. They've got some explosive speed.
Yeah, it's tough. Like we've seen, like I know, like I've heard how Southern Ontario even has changed over the years, like from so many people. You know, like
It really has. It has. One of the rivers I used to fish on, I won't name it because it's already so popular. You guys already know it.
yeah,
But like 8 to 10 years ago, I could be the only one fishing on that river during a major steelhead run, like right in the middle of the steelhead run.
Mm-hmm.
The only person on the river. And now you'd go down there and the river is just a lot of people. There's a lot more pressure. A lot more pressure. The trout are a lot smarter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to do that.
I mean, like I've heard a lot of people say it's the internet. It's stuff like this, like podcasts. That maybe we try to protect that. We try to not say like go fish here and go fish there. We don't want to. Why the fuck would we give away fishing spots and promote that?
That's not what we're about anyway.
But there's a lot of channels that do that, and they say like
And apps.
and apps and forums and videos and people and it's like the internet might have played a big role in maybe kind of messing it all up.
Yeah. And I think it's quite interesting, like, you guys can probably relate because you weren't from Toronto originally, right?
Yeah.
Or the GTA. So, you had to come here and learn it yourself. Learn about the rivers, learn the pools, learn where to fish, learn where the fish are. And, it's more fun like that, kind of learning it yourself rather than relying on someone else.
Yeah, no, I've never been a huge forum guy. I don't go onto forums.
Yeah.
I read them sometimes.
Well,
but
there's certain ones. I guess there's a sense of like community to it. I suppose. In terms of the fishing, though, you've 100% right. Like that's. I mean, if you're a fly fisherman too, it's like, or a fly fisherwoman, you're all about getting out and trying to explore the rivers yourself and find the places, and that's like the whole point, right?
Yeah.
And
Learn the
when you
hatches.
catch it, it's all that's what the whole work came from. Yeah.
But I mean, like even just in my short 2-3 years fishing Southern Ontario, it's insane. Like it is a jungle.
Yeah.
We were fishing on a weekend. I know, again, like tons of people, but I'm not even messing with you. We fished for like maybe 2 hours at a part of the river, and we couldn't cast because there was boats coming down one after another,
But at the same
like
time,
dinghies.
like you can't
my
can
God.
tell them not to do it, right? Like the river is
you
for
can't.
everyone, so
Yeah,
there's more people on the river.
it's just like, man.
and it's kind of good to see the people are enjoying the river.
Yeah.
Like,
I kind of
enjoy
agree
the
with
outdoors.
we saw
I agree with Gab.
we
Yeah,
saw
sure,
a
sure.
raft actually that with nobody in it. Remember that?
What?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's a bunch of raft with people, canoes. I'm pretty sure I saw like a pedal boat at some point, boats. I mean, and then this blue raft came in with no one in it. I was like, "Ooh, this is eerie."
What?
Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, boat just kind of like float. It went like probably
So-
like a kilometer or two. Just
So
kinda
did they
floated
fall
by.
out? Did it die?
I hope
I
not.
don't think so.
I know, like the river. So yeah, the river is
Whoa.
great. Everyone should enjoy the river, all that stuff. But it's like, man, like
Yeah,
sometimes you just
safety
wanna-
first, right?
Well, that for sure. That yeah. But also just like people fishing. Yeah, you're right. Like during steelhead season, Southern Ontario becomes a zoo. You know.
It makes it very challenging for steelhead in particular. These fish are very pressured, so
Yeah.
we're fishing for them on the fly, and it makes it even more difficult for us, which
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. I mean, I don't mind it. Yeah,
I like the challenge.
yeah, the
Yeah.
thrill. It is a
Yeah.
challenge, isn't
Yeah.
it? It really is. So the reward is that much greater.
Even
Exactly.
within fly fishing,
That's what I was
there's
trying to say
harder-
earlier.
Yeah.
There's harder way, because a lot of people, especially around the Great Lakes, but they use egg patterns. You're probably gonna have more chance to catch a
Nymphing is
steelhead
the
on
most-
the like nymphing with
Yeah.
egg patterns or even nymphs. But then we only swing, so we're fishless for a while. But that's part of the game, right? Like,
If you wanted to put fish in the bank, then yeah, you'd be nymphing,
Yeah.
and you'd if I was a guide here, I'd be like, oh, put on this indicator, some heavy lead, and just chuck it in that pool. There you go. Hold
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, watch the bubba.
go deep, go deep
I know.
and watch the
I know.
bubber.
If you wanted to catch numbers, then that's the game you would follow. But the challenge, obviously, is getting them on the swing, getting that aggressive fish to come up and take the fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you said, the reward is that much greater.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
So-
That's what you kind of live for after a while. Like, yeah.
The thing I like about swinging is that I feel confident, peace of mind that I'm covering the most body of water that I can. So I know if I don't catch anything, I did my best.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about swinging.
It's so true too.
Yeah.
You are covering every inch. Swing, step, swing,
Yeah.
step. You know you're covering the water, and you know that fish are seeing you fly. So yeah, that's the thing. You're just looking for that one that's going to take the fly.
Yeah, exactly.
Which isn't easy, but when it does, you really know about it because you got that tight line, and yeah.
Yeah, swinging can be tricky because, like, I feel because you don't catch as many fish, but it's easy to lose concentration, and then out of nowhere it'll bite, and you were not ready,
That's right.
and then you can
That
lose it.
usually does happen.
Kind of like Mitch wanted that one time. It was like just about to cast, and then it bite.
Oh no!
But like,
yeah.
Right at the end of the swing, yeah.
yeah,
And the dangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that often happens. You got to wait for a good period of time on the dangle. I often find that's where a lot of my takes come to.
Oh, yeah?
On the dangle, and usually mid-swing is about it. Mid-swing. It depends where you're fishing, what sort of water you're fishing, whether it's tail out, pool, edges, whatever, fast water. It really does depend. But yeah, I mean, I loved catching fish on the swing when I moved here. The first time I fished for steelhead was actually in British Columbia. Then I just took all those techniques, all those flies from British Columbia and the old world as well to here, just to try it out, right? And I found it didn't work.
So what kind of flies? Like, what kind of flies are we talking about?
Well, first off, in British Columbia, I took up some of Sid Glasso's spay flies, right, that I was using over there in British Columbia for steelhead. Took the Sid Glasso spay flies over here to Ontario, tried them in the rivers here, ended up catching the largest steelhead I've ever caught.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
On a gold heron, yeah. Just a simple little North American spay fly. Caught the biggest steelhead. That was awesome. And from then I was just like, oh, yeah, these things really work, and I'm quite interested in them, right? So, you get kind of crazy with that, and then you research and buy books, and then you tie, and I think it's come to the classic old patterns that give me the most pleasure. And then if you can get them on a dry line too, that is even better. 2 seasons ago, I swung up a nice full steelhead, dry line, classic spay pattern, yeah, and it was just. It was awesome. Like I'll never forget that fish. Sure, I could have used an egg and caught 20 or 30 that day or something, but
Yeah.
just getting that fish, it was good. It was good.
Right.
It installed a lot of confidence in me
Yeah.
to get them on a dry line, and then
Because as soon as you get one on a dry line, it's kind of like, okay, this is possible.
it is
I can pull it
possible
off.
here. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do it. So. Yeah, that's the challenge of it. So I'm going to continue fishing the dry line this fall. I think, at the most an intermediate tip.
Yeah.
Scandi line, intermediate tip, or
Yes.
just a long length of mono fluorocarbon. And put on the classic salmon flies. Put on, if the water's up, probably like a D fly, or if I'm fishing a deeper pool or I'm fishing some faster water, then a spay fly of some form and another.
So what are the when do you know when to use which of those flies? Like you said, in higher water you use a D.
Yeah, D fly is traditionally, well, that's from the Dee River in Scotland, Aberdeenshire.
Yeah.
That's where the Devonshire minnow, I don't know if you guys know this lure, it's like a minnow, it's like a long minnow pattern. It was invented there. The D fly is a long, slim pattern just by its design. A D fly it usually does have split wings on the top that give it more like a scissor action. It's usually tied on a long iron, fine wire. It doesn't sink that much. It's in the upper part of the water column, but usually in spring when you're fishing in a spate. So, there's a bit of colour in the water and all this. And the fish feel more comfortable in different areas of the pool or different areas of the river. So, you definitely fish them on the dangle a lot more. That's when I would use a D, when the water has a lot of colour. Bigger fly as well. D flies are quite large. They can
and
be
it moves a
quite
lot of water too. Right? Like
they're a big pattern. I seem to use the traditional spays, whether they've got the cock hackle or whether they've got the spay hackle in deeper pools. I assume that works. Their spay flies are much more drab compared to a D fly, and they're a lot smaller too. Yeah.
And they're like sparser too, eh? Like
They are sparser. Well, yeah.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Yeah, they're pretty much equal in sparseness.
I'm thinking with any
A
spay.
spay is definitely a bit smaller than a D fly. I mean, traditionally spay flies are tied with the cock hackle, so that works better in faster water, like faster water. But there's only, I can think of 2 off the top of my head, the grey heron and the black heron. They both use heron hackle. and that gives a lot of mobility to the flyer. It looks very lifelike and buggy in the water. Plus, it could also look like a shrimp or a bait fish or anything like this. So, yeah, they're quite effective little flies.
Yeah.
Especially things like Lady Caroline. That's probably number one. Yep.
Yeah, Lady Caroline. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tried and true, right? Like I wonder why that fly works so well.
It's a buggy fly, you know. It's dark, it's brown, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, it does look very natural in the water. It does have a natural look to it. Another one which really confuses me is, the Glen Grant confuses me because I'm not too sure what that looks like in the water, but it does look like a buggy fly as well. And then the Dallas as well, which is weird because it has cinnamon turkey wings and then a dark body with a lot of different ribbing, like a blue and a red ribbing in it. And for some reason on the East Coast, here in Great Lakes region and on the West Coast, that fly is pretty much reigning supreme at the moment. I don't know why.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
On the East Coast?
Great Lakes region.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if they fish the Dallas out there for Atlantics on the East Coast. Not too sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Mike ties insanely cool flies. Your fly tying adventures of classic flies lend you to Miramichi next year, right?
Yeah, that's right.
What's it called? Like the international
ASFI, the Atlantic Salmon Federation International. They hold an exposition. Every year. This time it's in Canada. It's in the Miramichi. Next year, I will be there amongst 80 of the world's best tyers, I guess you could say, in this vein of classic Atlantic salmon flies. And,
That's pretty exciting.
yeah, it is. It is very exciting.
Nerve-wracking?
Oh, yeah, I know. Because, some of these people have been doing it for years, and some of them have just the most incredible talent. Like, some of this stuff is just insane, right?
Yeah,
what you see from these guys, and it's just like, wow. Well, I'll just go there, I'll have a few glasses of wine, and I'm going to learn a lot there, but it's nice to be included with that and get the invite, of course. And,
so they just called you like, hey, your tying is insane, so why not
it was a formal invitation that I received.
Oh,
So.
that's sick. Like in the mail?
No, it was by email.
I was gonna say, like, man, if they send something by paper mail with like a wax
With a
stamp
wax seal.
delivered by
That's
owl,
super weird. Yeah.
right? Like that's badass. But that's
Delivered
pretty-
You
by
are
a guy
formally
running.
invited to
yeah.
Yeah.
Check
That'll be
yes.
us.
ye old fly tying symposium.
We'll send a horse and carriage. Should get there by next year.
Well, that's how we'll get people to come into interview. We'll send them wax seal envelopes.
Oh, yeah.
That's a badass.
You've been
thing.
invited for the SoFly episode 14.
That's sick, man. Like that's really, really cool. And what's your, just so people know to check out your flies, because your flies are insanely amazing. And you have an Instagram page. What's the handle?
Yeah, I am Fly Fishin' Jam. FlyFishinJam. Yeah, you should be able to find it like that, yeah. I don't know if you guys remember that TV show back in the day called Hardcore TV. No one knows
No.
this. Nah, you guys.
Hardcore-
cute.
I might.
Hardcore
I should
TV.
know Hardcore
they
TV.
had Masterpiece Theatre on.
Oh, yeah,
and they had Fly Fishin' Jam with the fly girls.
That's awesome.
And it was just like the funniest TV show. So that's where I got the handle from. And Hardcore
I
TV.
see. Now
It's from
I
way
get it.
back.
That's funny.
Yeah, check out Mike's Instagram channel because he's got, you put up tons of flies. on
Yeah,
there.
I've got to put up a website soon. That's going to be a goal of mine. Get a website going, put up some flyers, recipes, and whatnot.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Are you
Yeah, the website these days.
Yeah, but are you selling anything? Because your Instagram could do the same.
No, I don't sell anything just yet. But I may need to sell some things to finance my trip out to Miramichi. So,
And are you going to fish when you're out there?
I've spoken to a few friends who are also going to be at this gathering. Yeah, I probably will do Quebec because that's easy and close by. Do the North Shore, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's give Mike some advice. He's here. He's helping us out. He's helping our audience out. Keep it on Instagram. You have your followers on Instagram
Yeah.
already. Don't create another platform for them to find.
Okay.
You can put your recipes. You can put your flyers.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. We think for in advertising, we keep thinking about these millennials, as they're called.
Yeah.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah,
These people who are all on social.
Yeah.
Millennial.
Fly tire guys.
Sure they are.
What's the website?
No. Instagram is
Right.
100%. Hey, seriously, Instagram is not a millennial channel. That being said, Mitch is a good point. There is that hub of where everything sort of sits, and your website is that. So yeah,
Plus, you know what also is what's nice about a website is it's kind of like a portfolio.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of just
It is.
like your own little place to.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like you have a website.
Yep.
You wouldn't have only Instagram.
But you know what though? You know what's crazy about Instagram though?
Yeah.
I've found so many tires just from Instagram, like from
Yeah.
just like looking up
Yeah.
hashtags and stuff.
yeah.
Like there's this other guy in Southern Ontario who ties really nice flies. Jin.
Jinwoo Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say he's Ontario's finest.
His
Yeah.
flies are insane.
He
man.
ties them in hand too.
Well, that's
He
the
doesn't
thing
use
that-
a vice.
Is
That's
that the
the
guy
thing
that we
that gets
met?
me, man.
Is that
Like-
the guy we met at the
The Spayclave.
Spayclave?
Yeah, the older,
Yeah.
older guy.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I'll see his patterns, right? And he's like, he posts a picture and he's just like, all it says is tied in hand.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't use a vice. He doesn't use a vice.
I've seen him do it. He goes like this.
There's
an
no
anomaly.
words to really. Yeah, he's an anomaly.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Whack, man. But that's how I found Fly Fishing Jam too. I found it just kind of I just organically sort of found it through SoFly. Like, because the Instagram page follows all kinds of fly fishing pages.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Your
yeah.
page came up, and I was like, holy shit! Look at that's Mike Bishop, man. Like, these flies are insane.
Funny thing is, we'll fish them too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's it, right?
and that's what I love about Mike is that he ties the sickest flies, and even if he frames them, he take them out and fish them,
Yeah, that's the thing.
and they
Yeah.
break off. I've seen like, some pretty,
But
like,
that's-
you're flying like the hook breaking.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of a lucky fish, though, right? If it breaks off a Mike Bishop fly and is just like in the river with one of his flies in his mouth,
This
like,
guy's like, look at my purse.
he's like
man."
a swimming piece of art.
Yeah,
a
exactly,
steelhead with
yeah.
Yeah.
a spay fly.
That's yeah.
I bet if I would catch a steelhead that Mike lost and it still has the fly, I'd be like, fuck, that's Mike's fly.
yeah.
Like,
You still
because
identify
because
it.
you have that style. Like they're really they're sparse, and like your shanks are so slim that like I always tell those guys, like if you put like 10 flies from 10 different tires, I could probably point yours out.
You could probably
Just
pick a
because
Jinwoo Lee fly out as well.
Oh, yeah,
like
definitely.
That's
So there's a style. There's a style to tying these types of flies.
Well, everyone has their own unique adaptation of it, and you can see that through the tire and the artist. I guess you can call it art. Yeah.
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 But your stance on framing flies?
I have done it at home, just to decorate the house. But all my flies are dressed to fish, right? Like I use silk gut, but it'll be fully silk gutted, and I'll put glue over the top of that. You know, I don't think they had that back in the 1890s
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, you know.
Fishing silk lines.
I have read in Hale's books that, you know, Hale said to put varnish after every step. That's from
Really?
the 1900s. So, yeah, there's some interesting stuff. And I've seen people criticize other people for glue and stuff like that. And I'm just like, well, in some of these vintage books, like Hale was saying to use glue at this point. So,
yeah.
you know, I don't know.
Plus, when
There's
it comes
something-
down to those nuances, it's sort of like why not?
Yeah, reinforce the fly a bit if you're going to fish it heavily. So, yeah, make sure it works. Different flies for different conditions. Yeah, it all comes together.
So we didn't even touch on like how you got into fly fishing. Like, how did you get into fly tying first, or was how did that whole thing?
No, I've only been tying for about 8-9 years.
Yeah.
Not long. But I started fishing probably at about the age of 6
Wow.
through my mum.
Yeah.
My mum was,
Your mum, yeah.
and my grandmother and grandfather were keen anglers in Australia.
That's awesome.
They had
That's
their cane
awesome.
rods
Oh,
and
yeah.
their vintage
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and you know,
Yeah.
they were gun anglers. And my mum was a very gun angler too. She was very good. She took me fishing the first time.
Oh, that's amazing.
Around about the age of 14, when I should have been interested in girls, I got interested in fly fishing. And then, took up fly fishing.
You were still
around about-
interested in girls.
Yeah, I was. But I took up the fly fishing in Australia. Yeah, learnt all that all by myself because YouTube didn't really exist back then. So casting videos, nah.
Yeah.
Everyone's got it so easy these days. Along with a podcast, you can listen to this, get some
Yeah.
information. It's all good.
Back then, you just had to like
you did it all yourself.
You maybe had some books, but it's like I think this is how you do it.
Yeah, this feels right.
Learning how to cast,
Yeah.
looking at pictures and books, it's like
Yeah.
it's not easy.
It was difficult. It was difficult.
So
But-
what made you pick up a fly rod?
What?
Wait. Did your mom fly fish or did you?
No, she was conventional.
Okay.
She loved her spin tackle.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
loves spin fishing.
Yeah.
Yep, she loves those metal slice lures and
Yeah.
Tobies and Wonder Wobblers and all that sort of thing, right?
Huge repellers.
Yeah, no, not
Three
that.
triple hooks on.
No, just
Okay.
the little metal ones. Yeah, she loved that.
Oh, that's great.
A spoon.
Yeah, spoons. Yeah, she was. And I guess you could say swing and flies is the kind of a form of spin fishing in the river, right?
Yeah.
You're swinging a big pattern.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got movement and flash. And, you know,
Kind of just casting
it's
it
an
out and
attractor.
letting it go.
Yeah, you kind of like. But yeah, so I don't know why I got into it. I think I wanted the challenge. I wanted the challenge of catching a fish on fly, and I'd read about it, and I'd seen it like on TV maybe once, because we had 4 channels of TV back then, and I was like, you know, most of them were on cheese making, but
Yeah.
one
Why do we
had
go to-
some fly fishing or something.
Why do
I
we
was like-
fly fish?
Yeah, I was like, that
Because-
looks awesome. I'm going to try it. So yeah, I bought my first outfit, went tried it out. I sucked at casting. Took me a good few years to just get it out 30 feet. Caught my first fish on fly, and then I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. Yeah.
What was your first fish?
Something we call in Australia called a herring. It's a Tommy Rough. Tommy Rough. It's probably only about 30, 40 centimeters long, but still
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
classified as a bait fish, really.
That's awesome. though.
Especially in Australia, when you think about all those giant fish.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I did that, and then I kind of quit it until I was about 30. Yeah, I'd quit it from about the age of maybe my mid-20s to 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for girls and life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the Australian herring. Yeah.
I just pulled up Google Images, the Australian herring.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. It's better than what I did when I first. I think I caught a fly
What? What?
or a nymph. I think a nymph.
Yeah, it was
Oh
like
my
a,
god!
Yeah,
like a caddis.
Wow, you caught a caddis.
yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you guys ever caught mussels before on the swing?
yeah.
Yes.
No,
Yeah, it
I-
seems like a common thing, right?
Yeah. It can't be good.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I was
right.
fishing in Algonquin like 2 weeks ago, and like I'm like, oh, it's something on the end of my fly. I pull it in, and there's a mussel on the end of my fly.
Yeah.
It's on my clouser. Like,
On a
what?
clouser.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Algonquin's a weird one.
It's because
It is.
like people think it's like super wild and stuff, but it's pretty busy.
I mean, talk about pressure.
And if
Highway
you,
60,
talk
yeah.
about talk
Yeah.
about pressure. Algonquin Park. If you want to catch big brookies, you got to go deep.
I mean,
and really deep.
You got to find a spot. You got to get.
Yeah.
It's a unicorn, like a big brook trout in Algonquin. I think it's a unicorn. I'm sure there's people that maybe even would listen to this and say, like, yeah, you guys are stupid. Like, we know a lake full of. But I've tried fishing brookies in Algonquin Park, and it's like we've gone pretty deep, and it's like no. This, we thought this is a spot where there was brook trout, and we're catching rock bass. It's like holy Christ, man! It's
Yeah.
like warm water, and it's kind of muddy, and there's leeches, and
Yeah.
it's just like not brookie water.
Yeah, I knew of a river in Algonquin, like years back when I first came here, because someone kind of told me about it,
Yeah.
and I kept it secret.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's just flogged, and there's nothing there anymore. It's just like, wow, okay, everyone knows about it.
Oh, it just got completely washed out.
Yeah,
You just have to do like that guy like a month ago. Saw a video on YouTube of this guy catching like 20 inches brook trout, but wouldn't say where it was. So he went to the government and filed a right for press.
Yeah, the free information? Something like
freedom
that.
of information.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's
And they
gonna
gave
know.
him the spot. And he went and he fished it and he slayed.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He caught
Oh, I
tons
didn't
of
know-
brook
I didn't
trout.
know that.
Yeah, he went. He caught a bunch of fish, and he has pictures with like amazing brook trout.
Oh,
But I don't know if he told anyone else about that spot. Like, I don't think he's giving it away or anything. I think he was just like
He's
used,
doing it. That's his hunting. That's his hunting
guess.
strategy. That's his strategy.
It's like wow, that's pretty creative. I wouldn't have thought to do that.
This guy must be in administration or something. Like, I'm gonna fill out a bunch of paperwork,
Some jackass.
and I'm gonna find out where that spot is.
He caught some great. He's a smart guy, man. He thought outside the box.
it's,
I guess.
agree to disagree. That's pretty smart.
Next thing, he'll be going for the Aurora trout.
Oh,
Oh, you want to come with us?
we want to go up. and he's like, "Come on, we'll do it."
Yeah, he's fantastic.
It's a fly-in though, so
Yeah.
there's a couple lakes in this region of Ontario that shan't be named, even though
Yeah, I know. You shouldn't
I
name
am-
them anyway.
I don't know their name anyway.
I don't know the names. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, the thing is, like, it's a part of Ontario, but like the where the lakes are that contain this trout, we don't even know where they are. We can find them out. Like it's like on it's it's all of this stuff's out there, but it's tough to get to nonetheless. Like you got to fly into this thing, and it's like a commitment. But there's this guy, Eric, who owns Temagami Outfitting. Obviously he's like, yeah,
I love you, Eric.
yeah, Eric's the best. But he's like, we could find a way to do it, and but you got to hire a plane. And you got to go in. Aurora trout are just like so crazy because.
The second beer.
Oh, you guys got some.
Sorry, guys. We're
yeah.
we're done our drinks and we're gonna try this
Yeah, yeah.
Australian
I'll take
stress.
I'll take that. Oh wait, I kind of want some of that too. Actually, no. You know what? I'll take the girls. Yeah, thanks, man.
We're refilling
Mike.
fuels.
Yeah. Well, I'm off to BC soon. Should be.
You go to BC?
Yeah, heading off. What is it? October? Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're going there in October.
Mm-hmm.
For how long?
10 days.
To fish?
Yes. And for some wine tasting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, heading over to Vancouver first, do the mainland. I was going to go up to Smithers and the Bulkley, but kind of changed my mind last minute. Decided to go to the Cowichan for the wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a few wineries there I want to taste.
Which wineries? I know it's a tangent.
Names. I know. I'm still
There's
learning
so
the
many
BC
wineries
wines.
in BC.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I just know the Prince Edward County wines.
Yeah.
ABC. Prince Edward County, I'm vouching for that, like, till I die. It's great. But it's all
Really?
Pinots. Right?
Really?
The Pinots are great in Ontario.
So that's Quinty, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, really. So they do a good Pinot.
Really good. There's a winery. It's an all organic winery.
Wow.
Called Stanners. So
Really?
they have like their whole thing is insulated with straw, winter and summer. It's incredible. Just very like grassroots, environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
The best Pinot Noirs, Pinot Grigios that I've had in Ontario.
Really? So
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never
like
visited
these-
PEC.
like-
I know nothing about PEC.
Oh, you've
I just
never
know
been?
Niagara is the region that I generally know.
Which is fine, but that's and they can get commercial. But try Stanners, and I guarantee you, you'll be like, "Damn, these guys compete with New Zealand Pinots."
Whoa.
I think personally,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Personally, this is subjective, of course, but
I'm going to have to try them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know like the wineries in PC are huge. I know two. Grange is really good. Grange of Prince Edward County. And then, God, what's the other name? I can't remember the name of the other one that I know. But there's tons. There's like a whole bunch of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I was drinking one the other night, Dirty Laundry from the Okanagan.
It's a great name.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Love that name.
It's quite good.
that's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a
great.
Pinot Noir. It's very good.
Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, doing there, and then we're headed up to Campbell River, and then of course I'll go over to the West Coast to Fino, and go and check it out.
So you're going to Steelhead.
Are you going to surf
Yes.
too?
No,
Tofino?
probably not.
No surf?
No surf. Can't pack my board. Got too many rods.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's prime Steelhead time, right?
Yeah, and it coincides with, of course, some of the migratory salmon. So what will be going there? End of Coho, start of Chum. There'll be kings there as well. But yeah, I'll have my eyes on the steelhead, I do think.
And you've fished, you said that was the first kind of place you started steelheading.
Yeah, the island, Vancouver Island, was the first place I discovered this guy, Roderick Haig Brown. I don't know if you know of this famous Canadian author, Roderick Haig Brown, who wrote about Campbell River. I just love his writing, and fishing in that magnificent place too. It's just magical, really.
Yeah.
It's where I caught my first steelhead.
Jeez. Man.
It's beautiful, and I've done it, I think, 5 times now.
Really, eh?
It's so funny that I will not go to Smithers or the Bulkley, but I'll choose to go to the island. Everyone's like, what are you, crazy? You should go to Smithers or the Bulkley. But, I'm taking the girlfriend with me, so I want to include some other things as well, like wine tasting. She loves snorkeling.
Yeah.
She's totally going river snorkeling.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
a snorkel
Oh,
maniac.
yeah.
She
Oh, yeah.
loves the water. She likes to swim with anything.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep.
That'd be so good. And Tofino's really good for that too, right? Snorkeling.
Yeah, it's more of a beach down there in
town.
Tofino, but she'll be in the rivers. She'll be donning the wetsuit. She brought her wetsuit over here from Australia, but yeah, she'll be jumping in there.
Is it a warm enough?
Yeah, it's
suit?
neoprene. Yeah,
Okay.
she'll be fine.
So she'll be snorkeling, you'll
Dry
be
suit.
steelheading.
She'll be going. There's one. Behind that.
Yeah.
Send you a text.
Yeah, from underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right by the rock.
That's awesome.
No, it's awesome having someone who's so much into that sort of thing. Oh, it's crazy. In Australia, there's a thing called salmon in Australia. It's not really salmon. It's more a sea perch, right? But they run in fall, and they're big. They get up to, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds sort of thing.
Wow.
Maybe not 15, maybe 10 pounds, something
Yeah.
like that. Anyway, they run the beaches in fall. A lot of people fish for them. We were down there last year, and the salmon had just finished, kind of thing. They were just gone. The run wasn't happening, and there were all these dolphins that kind of came into the bay. And my girlfriend was like, it's like 2 kilometers out. She's like, I'm going to go snorkeling with the wild dolphins. I'm like, okay. Yeah. She just jumps in the water, just goes off, starts swimming with these wild dolphins and
What?
interacting with wild dolphins. And then everyone else sees her
fine. I
out
would
there,
do
and they're
that.
like, oh, let's all get in the
Yeah.
water too. They're all following her out there. But yeah.
She's the whisperer. I don't know.
Yeah,
I tried that
she
in
was saying
Florida,
the
but I
interaction was really good. She could tell the male dolphins were kind of shielding off
Really?
certain- the younger dolphins, the calves
No
and
way.
stuff like that. And they were a bit standoffish,
Oh,
and
wow.
the interactions that she had with the potted dolphins are really interesting. I mean, you got to be careful with wild animals,
Yeah.
no matter where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, we swum with all sorts of things. Like whale sharks was probably the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
What?
Like, this is the biggest fish on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whale shark. And
Friendly,
looking at
right?
it when you're underwater, you're like, that's not real. That can't be real.
It's just like a
it looks
piece of. It's just like a piece of
it's
something,
huge.
intangible kind of
It's
object.
just huge.
It's scary. I would be
It's
freaked
not
out.
scary,
'Cause
no,
they're like
because
the
they
friendly-
eat plankton.
Right. But like just seeing the majesticness of
Yeah.
the, if that's a word.
There's
Yeah, there's
But, like,
something seeing that underwater. It's something you can't describe. I
Yeah.
can't describe. I can't put it into words, but it seems fake.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of like you're in some sort of movie or something.
Yeah.
It's like it's completely
Yeah.
surreal.
Yeah.
See, man, like
Gorgeous.
I love that shit. Like I
I
love
love that
scuba
shit,
diving,
too.
snorkeling. I want to like swim with whale sharks.
Yeah.
Was that in Australia?
Yeah, it was. We also got to swim that day with humpback whales. So
nice.
we were probably 10 meters away from a humpback whale. I tried taking a photo of the humpback whale, and of course it's so enormous. All you get is just a black bit of its skin, right? So you've got to zoom out incredibly to get a photo of a humpback. But,
In October, I'm taking Chantal to the North Shore of Quebec.
okay.
And we just rented today a cottage by the St. Lawrence.
Oh.
And then like all in the reviews, they were like, "Oh yeah, we just sit on the balcony and watch whales." So that's
Yeah.
gonna be pretty cool. Like,
So they just had the whale exhibit at the ROM as well, which just wrapped up. That
wait,
was the that
huge
was,
blue whale.
yeah, it was the big blue
Yeah,
whale.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they come into the Gulf there, and yeah,
How was that exhibit? Did you go?
It was a
Yeah, I did
So
go.
how was it?
I found it quite good. A lot of people, but a very informative exhibit. The science that goes into studying the blue whales and the whales in Canada is a lot. I found it very informative. I did. Like the size of the whale's heart is basically the size of like a small VW car.
Oh my god!
But its brain is more like the size of a watermelon.
No way, man.
That's
I love
okay.
that.
I'd rather run my life with my heart than my brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that too. I have a big heart, but I'm not that smart.
The other fascinating thing about those whales is they kind of reverse evolved. Like they came from the land back into the water because they have these little stumpy things
Oh, yeah.
in their skeleton that were legs, like hind legs.
Are you kidding
I
me?
heard
Yeah,
they
they went
came from
back
pigs.
So they're smart.
Yeah.
They've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Of
like
course.
evolution went, oh, we're going out of the water, come out. No, we're going back into
Yeah,
the water.
yeah.
Yeah.
we changed our
the
mind.
only way to survive. Yeah.
Why do we want to go out on land? This is not so great. Let's
They
just
came.
go swim.
They came from pig. Apparently.
Yeah,
Like,
something
the
like that,
closest-
yeah.
the closest animal that's like the closest to the whales are pigs.
Yeah, it's a really
So
strange
it's like
thing.
a pig one day that was like, "Fuck this! I'm going."
makes sense.
I'm
Back into
rogue.
the water. That's where the food is, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the intelligent level.
Yeah.
You know, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. But yeah, that was great.
What? So swimming with a whale shark though? What was like? What kind of what was its mannerisms? Like, was it a friendly experience or was it standoffish,
Yeah.
kind of like the male dolphins?
No, whale sharks are very docile. They have very poor eyesight. Yeah, they don't care about you much at all. They just care about feeding, and that's what this shark was doing. Was actually feeding. So we were lucky because they will cruise off, and they're doing about 10 knots when they cruise off, and you can't really keep up with them that much. But he was stopping and feeding on everything on the surface.
Yeah.
The only problem is, if you're swimming, you can't kick bubbles when you've got your fins on, because the shark will see the bubbles and he'll think that's krill, and he'll come after you.
Oh, shit.
So I started doing that, and the whale shark was actually after me. What? Kicking away
That's kind of
with
cool
all
because
the
you know
bubbles.
they're...
Because it thought it was
It keeps turning for me. Yeah, it keeps turning because I'm trying to kick away.
Yeah, but you're making more
It
bubbles.
keeps turning for me, and I'm like, it's got a big open mouth. It's like,
Yeah, like
Huge.
You could go into that.
yeah, I could go into that cavern. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, no, you just got to keep your fins under the water so you're not kicking up bubbles,
Yeah.
and then it's not
And that
going to
was
come
you were
forward.
snorkeling.
Yeah, snorkeling. Yep, that's what it is.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
That's so cool.
Mitch,
Yeah, I know.
let's go.
Okay, let's do it, man.
Let's do it. I'm
Can you
serious.
fish whale shark?
yeah. You can
Fly
need a
fishing for
krill
whale shark.
pattern on like
Like a 67-foot
Odd.
weights rod.
yeah, with a 60-odd hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't even notice it was hooked. It would just keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I always thought the basking
Amazing,
shark
man.
was the biggest.
No whale shark.
Ah, well.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. But they're pretty big.
Basking shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them up north too. Yeah, they're quite interesting as well. They come in quite shallow.
Really?
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
see them like in like docks and stuff like that.
Are those guys like dangerous, or are
Nah,
they?
basking. They're fine.
No,
Just
no.
eating.
Yeah,
They're just like
same,
have a big
right?
open mouth and then they swim, kind of like whale sharks a bit, just smaller.
Yeah.
They look scary because they look like the traditional,
But
you
they're
know. And I
pretty
blame
docile.
Steven Spielberg, of course, for this whole, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, but
Sharks are awesome.
they look scary, but they're totally harmless. And you know the sharks with the big teeth, the ones that we have in like Ripley's Aquarium, and like those guys don't. They're so docile.
Yeah, the
They're
grey
so
nurse.
chilled,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, the nurse sharks, right?
Yeah, no, sharks fine.
No. But with the other guys with the big teeth, you know, like what are they called? They're on the coast of
Whalers?
like California.
Tigers?
No, not makos, not tigers. They
Whalers.
maybe.
Oh, bull sharks.
No, not bull sharks because those
Yeah,
are
because
dangerous.
those are dangerous. Yeah, I know about them.
These guys are like when they smile, their teeth show. Like they're just spiny teeth, but
Okay.
yet they're the scariest looking sharks when you look at them. But they're the most docile. They don't even attack you. They don't care about that stuff. They're
Well,
lazy.
they have. There's
Most
a,
of sharks don't really care.
well, there's a type of shark in the St. Lawrence River that's blind, and its teeth are
Yeah,
like sticks,
yeah.
and they're just like this.
That's like
This is the Greenland? Or the-
Yes,
the
yeah,
Greenland
Greenland.
sharks. Yeah.
Greenland.
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the longest living animal. They live up to about 300 years. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's going to like hammer me if this is on the podcast.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh my god,
Oh,
that
well,
guy's
no,
so
yeah,
wrong.
speak
He's
freely.
telling lies, and you know.
But then they can email us at thesofliker@gmail.com. Nobody ever
Yeah,
does. They're like,
all good.
whatever.
no one ever does.
Yeah, we're friendly. We're nice.
Yeah.
No, man, sharks, that's insane.
Mm.
Crazy. Yilma, what were you saying? You were like waving in the air.
No. I wasn't going to say anything. I really wasn't.
Okay.
I was going to say how handsome you are, though.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's the part we got to leave in the podcast. Steelhead, though.
Yes,
Because we just went on the massive tangent about
We did.
all kinds of things. Because like that's the thing. Like these podcasts could be like 6 hours long if we wanted them to be. You know.
Mm.
Like man, saltwater fishing. We could just do a whole episode about that.
could do.
'Cause
and
you-
and specifically just on one species.
Christ.
I know.
Well,
lot of
we
it
have
could
to have
be
you back on
hours.
the show again eventually.
Definitely, I'd love to be back. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you, Mike. But before we finish, when are you going to start steelheading in Southern Ontario?
As soon as it rains.
As soon as it rains. I know.
We're
The rivers
hoping-
are still
We
low.
are waiting.
And it's still warm too. Like,
I know.
do we have to experience some cold? Like, what kind of conditions are we looking at before we?
Well, there's already fish running in. I could give you a Georgian Bay region kind of area.
Around the Great Lakes, there are fish running.
There are
In
there are-
Ontario.
there are-
they're on. Well, yeah, I guess it makes sense. It's the end of September, right?
yeah, they're already going, but yeah, there are reports of them around.
They're there.
People have been
but-
catching Atlantics recently too. Yeah, during summer, people caught quite a few Atlantics in Ontario. So
It's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the stocking efforts.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I had one on in
Mm.
Atlantic. Well, Yelma thinks that
I
that's
think
what it was.
I saw silver.
I think it was a little bit too higher up in the river, but it was in
No.
the 20 inches,
yeah, they'll be
and
there.
it leaped at least four times. And
Yeah,
it was
well, that's
in-
in Atlantic. That
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
see?
insane.
High five. It was silver.
And I had 6x.
He didn't high five.
6x leader on, and it got grounded on a rock, and I lost it.
Well, it's
C'est
an
la
interesting
vie.
thing. You'll start to see more Atlantics, especially rivers with no dams.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Like
man.
3 of them.
This is
You
the
own
thing.
3 rivers.
That's exactly.
Dams are the worst.
Yeah, they are, really.
Yeah.
For migratory fish, it's not a good thing.
No, it's just killing. It's like it's so illogical when these things happen. It's like, what the hell's going on? Like, why are we still? I know there's all these things, but it's like, Jesus Christ! Like, you have fish that rely on an open river, and then it's like, let's put some fucking concrete in the middle of this thing 3 times, 4 times, 5 times.
Yeah.
It's just no one thinking about it.
Progress.
It's crazy. But that said, there is still a good steelhead. There's still good steelhead fishing in Southern Ontario,
Yeah.
right? Is it totally grim?
No.
Pretty good.
No, there's
How does
awesome
it compare to
steelhead.
out west, though? Like, what's it like steelheading out west? Are you going to catch a fish every time you go out?
No. They're just as difficult. Just as difficult. You could go out there for a whole 10-day trip and come back blanked.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of my friends have been. It's entirely dependent on conditions. You just got to put those pieces of the puzzle together. Conditions, and you'll get into the fish.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's not what it's about. It's more like being out in the nature and just enjoying fall right now, which I think it's going to be fall soon.
God, I
Yeah,
hope so.
maybe.
I love the colours. I
Couple
love
months.
the sound of the river. I love just,
Yeah.
not having to think about bills or stress or anything like that. It's just a moment of peace. And I
And
really...
it's BC, right? So the
Yeah.
scenery is
well,
nice.
Ontario, I get that too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Even
yeah,
if
in
I'm
Ontario.
down in the local creek or whatever, I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
get a
Oh, no,
little
I-
bit of peace.
There
Always
is
get a
there's
little bit fuzzy, right? But
something extraordinarily unique about steelhead fishing.
There is.
It's just like there's nothing else like it.
No, there isn't. I consider it. It's kind of close to bone fishing in its feel, because you're really out there to get the fish, to take the fly, and you're hunting them. You're actually hunting them. That's what it's more like. It's not a numbers game. You're just looking for that one fish,
Yeah.
and you're hunting them. And it's an active sport, and you're moving around the river, and you're seeing different sites, and it's very interactive.
That's
and-
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting analogy.
yeah, people
Comparison.
that don't really fly fish are always, oh, it looks so relaxing. I'm like, yeah, spend a day with me
Yeah.
chasing with steelhead. You'll be pretty tired at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's a trek.
Stop watching the movies. Get out there on the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite fish?
Tough question. I think I love them all. Even if it's a puffer fish, Favorite to catch? Gosh, there'd be a ton of them. I reckon steelhead. Steelhead definitely up there. Favorite? Yeah. Number 1.
Incredible fish.
And then chasing bonefish and permit is another infuriating, frustrating thing to do. So,
Mitch, I think we need to bring you bone fishing. Let's do this. You're a steelhead guy. This
I-
is your homeboy right now, Michael. We need to go bone fishing because I think you'd like that
yeah. Then to go to the tropics.
Yeah.
Yeah, go experience the salt.
too. I'll bring you. We'll stay at my grandmother's. Let's go.
Yeah, we need to go to your grandmother's.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I bet she'll feed us really well.
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
we have this river fish called Cascadee. She'll curry it and she'll put the right spices. You guys will be
Nice.
blown away.
Nice.
The
Let's plan
best
for next
culinary
year.
experience.
Let's do it.
Oh,
I'm
man.
sold already.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
That's
Cool.
cool.
Done.
Well, winter's coming, right? It's all run away.
Grandma, we're coming.
Mike, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it, and we gotta have you on again because there's so much.
Yeah, this is not. It doesn't feel like it's over.
So hopefully we can.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's never.
And we're gonna do Aurora trout
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you should come.
and down to Yilma's grandma's.
Yeah. No, this is
some bonefish.
It's not a hyperbole.
Oh, this sounds
it's
sick.
not it's not one of those like, oh yeah, let's hang out. No. It's legit. We're going to Trinidad.
Okay.
And we're going to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Awesome.
Good.
All right. Thanks again. And
Thank
that's it for episode 13. Was
13. Yeah,
13.
12, 13.
Don't
Okay,
forget to check out our social platform. Facebook, Instagram, The SoFly Crew.
yeah, that's what it is. And then on Facebook it's SoFly. I don't know why it's
Yeah.
two different things.
Yeah.
SoFly was taken. Thanks a lot for listening, and again, thanks to Mike. And that's it for me now, Mitch. See you later, Yilma.
See you guys. Also, I just have to give a shout out to Paulina Maher. I can't pronounce your last name, Paulina, but thank you for the nice Nike run today. I told her I would shout her out. Okay. Okay.
And Gab.
Hey, thank you to
You don't have to do a shout out too.
Okay, no shutout.
Okay, see you guys.
See you guys later.
Thanks.